What's up, y'all? It's T Square Tristan Thomas. This is episode 78 of the Tristan on Sports Show Toss. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Something happened. Something that just I would be a bad host, journalist, personality, whatever box you try to put me in. I'm many things. I would be a bad one of those if I were to sit here and pretend that everything was okay and that we have a normal show on tap for all of you, and we don't. I just don't. I don't feel like talking about sports. Yes, the Brewers are playing better now. Just had a sweep of the San Diego Padres. Their pitching staff is continuing to be lights out. That could wait for next week. The Bucks have a persistent theme going on with them. Most evident in their loss in overtime to the Phoenix Suns on Monday night. Controversial call in that game, but that can wait till next week. We can catch up on all of that. There's always some sort of sport going on, whether it be locally here in Wisconsin or nationally or around the world. We can always come back and talk about sports. I would be lying to each and every single one of you if I sat here and said that we have a normal show on tap. We don't. Because I can't find it within my soul, within my energy, to talk about it, to talk about any of it, because there is bigger things going on. As we sit here and record this program on a Wednesday, I typically record this program, on a Monday or a Tuesday. We try to get as much accurate information as we possibly can and record it as close to the normal Wednesday premiere date as we possibly can, just so we could be the most accurate, give you the most information we possibly can. So your time is not wasted. So it is quality time spent if you choose to spend it with us. And we appreciate each and every single one of you around the world that has been rocking with us for 6 years plus now. Or I should say going on 6 years, but that's besides the point. Tuesday afternoon, the Derek Chauvin trial came to a head. There was a verdict. This man murdered George Floyd on the streets of Minneapolis. Darnella Frazier, the courageous teenager who decided to press record on her phone, capturing the agonizing evil that was happening. Had it not been for her, we would have never, ever known what happened, what truly happened. Because we all know what the Minneapolis police tried to do. They tried to make it seem as if George Floyd was struggling. He was resisting arrest and went into cardiac arrest, died of a drug overdose. That's the picture that they were trying to paint. That's how it was reported. The night of his murder, they tried to make it seem as if it was not a murder, but another drug abuser dying of an overdose. That's what the defense tried to conjure up in court. But Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 counts. And rightfully so, because the entire world saw the tape. It is clear as day what was happening for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. May 25th, 2020. Now, I was working when I got word that the verdict was getting ready to come down, or at least a verdict had been reached, and all the participants were heading back to the courtroom. But I swear to each and every single one of you listening right now, and I've told family members this, that I just felt something heavy on my soul. I just felt as if that verdict was coming down that day, and I was correct. It was coming down that day. I couldn't focus on putting together a great podcast or putting together a great article or putting together any type of other content. I just couldn't concentrate on working. I couldn't do anything because my mind was heavy on this. I'm sitting there nervous. And it's a feeling that I felt before. It's a feeling that I felt in the George Zimmerman trial. That man killed Trayvon Martin. And we know how senseless that was. It was all the nervous feelings that I felt before on cases of this magnitude, of instances like this, where all the proof was there. And it pointed toward the perpetrator perpetrating. Proved guilt upon the person who was accused of doing such thing. I felt all those feelings before. My soul was just completely unsettled. All those nervous feelings, all the hands were tingling, the heart racing. I'm pacing back and forth. I can't concentrate. I'm constantly refreshing social media, seeing if, what's happening, going to all the news sites, seeing if anything's happened yet. You're trying to keep yourself distracted by staying focused on your work, but you can't focus on your work because you got real life shit going on. All those feelings of nervousness and just that pit in your stomach, and the live stream goes to the courtroom and it's time. And I find myself praying. I find myself praying that the proof holds up and that accountability is served up here. Hold that murderer accountable. All the proof is there. It shows you. 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Judge reads that the jury found him guilty on all 3 counts. He's remanded to custody, being taken out in cuffs. Accountability was had. And I wish I could sit here and tell all of you right now that I felt such a sense of relief. that I wanted to run outside and jump and scream and cry in a celebratory manner. But the truth is, I couldn't. Because what we had served up was accountability. And don't get me wrong, that is a big, big thing to happen. You have to hold these murderous cops accountable. And I'm not saying every cop is murderous. I don't want anybody to misconstrue my words and misconstrue what I'm saying. But the proof was there. You saw it. 9 minutes and 29 seconds worth. You saw it. He was guilty. The jury found him as such. The proof proved it as such. I wasn't in a celebratory mood because it was just accountability that was handed down. There's 3 other officers or former officers that still have to be held accountable for their actions on that day. Will they be held accountable? At the same time that this verdict was being read, you had a 16-year-old girl being gunned down by police in Ohio, shot in the chest 4 times. I've seen the tape. I've seen the still pictures. Heartbreaking situation. A heartbreaking situation that happened on the same damn day you finally held one cop who was murderous accountable. And I'm not in a celebratory mood because we're down 100-1. How many times have cops gotten away with this? How many times do they continue to get away with this? You got 3 other officers that day that still have to stand trial and won't do so until the summer. Late summer at that. Dante Wright just happened. Alex Toledo, we just found out about and saw the footage of that. You're talking about a 20-year-old man and a 13-year-old boy. Talk about a 13-year-old boy who complied with the officer's demands. Put the gun down and raise your hands up. He did so. He turned around, didn't have a weapon in his hand, and he still got killed. Then you got one heifer who had been on the force for 26 years and can't tell the difference between her service weapon and her taser. Or so she says. So no, I'm not in a celebratory mood because accountability was had. And again, that is a big thing. I'm still pissed off because we still need justice. We still need justice. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. I shouldn't have to make sure I have my ID on me just to take out the garbage or check the mail. I shouldn't have to sweat it out driving at night. If you all knew the amount of mental gymnastics that it went into before I decided to step foot out of my house, you would be more than amazed. You would be more than heartbroken. It is exhausting. If you follow me on social media and you see me post some things and I talk about all these topics and you see me use the term, Lord, I'm tired, it's because I am. But the thing is, I'm beyond tired. I'm beyond exhausted. Accountability is a great thing, and people are getting justice and accountability mixed up. Justice is George Floyd still being here. Justice is George Floyd being able to tell his side of the story and still coming up with accountability for that officer. Justice is that officer, Shesky, who shot Jacob Blake in the back 7 times and left him paralyzed, not being back on the force. Justice is Dante Wright still being here. Justice is Alex Toledo still being here. Justice is, is those officers standing trial and being held accountable and not signing damn book deals after they killed Breonna Taylor. Profiting off of her death. I was in no celebratory mood. I'm still not in a celebratory mood. My heart is broken because this man is dead. And he didn't deserve to be. I don't give a damn what he had in the system. I don't give a damn if he was trying to pass a $20 counterfeit bill. Those are offenses that are not punishable by death. And then you got everybody outside of the situation who will never truly fully understand what it is to be black in this country, to be a person of color in this country, chiming in. Nancy Pelosi with her disgusting comment of, thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life. He didn't sacrifice shit. That man did not die for this cause. He didn't willingly go out there and put his life on the line for quote unquote justice. The man was murdered. You got Brett Favre chiming in. And we all should have known who Brett Favre is. The man is a 51-year-old millionaire from Mississippi. What in the hell did we think he was going to say? He's thinking that Chauvin didn't really mean to kill George Floyd. He just went a little bit too far. No, Brett. Nine minutes and 29 seconds. He been every evil, agonizing, painful moment of that full stop. Then you got the Raiders owner, Mark Davis, tweeting out, and this was at his direction. And he is saying he still won't take it down. Putting out a graphic card that says, I can breathe for 2021, which are the shirts that some cops and other bigots were wearing to mock Eric Garner. There is a segment of this country who will never get it and don't really care to, because it doesn't affect them. They'll put out performative statements and act like they're on the side of true justice and change in this country and tearing down the system and building it anew so it's all equitable for everyone. But in actuality, they don't give two shits. They don't give a damn. For all those reasons is why I'm not in any kind of celebratory mood. It's accountability. Yes, it's a step in the right direction. But I want justice. I want this oppressive, murderous system torn down and something better put in its place. That's justice. Now, I'm not out here to tell anyone how to feel about this. Everyone deals with their traumas very, very differently. And let me make this abundantly clear. This is a trauma, especially for the Black community. We continue to live through these traumas. Most of us are interconnected through traumas like this that we've had occur in our lives. We don't want trauma anymore. We don't want pain anymore. We want justice. We want change. We want it to be real, and we want it now.